Hi everybody! So in my other video I showed you some craft ideas that you can do with your preschool children, and I wanted to show you some of the baking as well that you can do that we found really fun. So I'm going to start today off with the rainbow cupcakes and rainbow cake that we've done, and both have turned out really good. Now what I love about these are they're really easy, really cheap, and he's showing you all the dies. And kids love them, adults love them, and most of all, people are really impressed with them. They think that you are some type of baking magician when you do these. So the first one is the cupcake. So basically, between the cupcake and the cake, the only thing that's really different is the colors that I put in and the way I bake them. So first with the cupcake, here's a picture of it. Now you can see I didn't use every color in the rainbow just because cupcakes are quite short. But I used the liquid dyes in it, which I don't really recommend because you have to use a lot of them for your color, and it can like change the texture of your batter. So really, like what I use with the cake is Venix is playing with them with the Wilton dyes. Much better to use. They're the gels. You don't use very much of the color. And if you buy them at Michael's and you use their 40% off coupon, it's quite cheap. So what you want is your box of cake, plain white, whatever brand you want, no name, brand name, whatever. And one trick to make it, hope you can hear me. One trick to make it a bit moister is to add a little bit less milk, one less egg, and a cup of sour cream. That will make it so moist and delicious. Yeah, people often ask when I make it like that, like if it's from scratch. So anyways, you can't taste the sour cream. I was a little hesitant to try it, but you can't taste it. It just makes it really moist. So with the cupcakes, you just make one of these, and Zayden. Then you separate the batter into however many colors that you want. So for the cupcakes, I made 4. Then you get the kids to help scoop it into individual bowls. You get the kids to help squeeze or put the paste in and stir it and get the colors. And then you can judge too with how bright you want it. And then they put in they get the kids to help you put the cupcake holders in, and then they can help spoon in the colors. So you just put them whatever order you want, if you want to follow the traditional rainbow or whatever you want to do. And you just spoon the layers on and bake it like that, and it turns out fantastically. And with that one, I just use the white icing, like the butter icing, right? Icing sugar, butter, vanilla, and water, so you don't have to refrigerate it with egg or anything, or milk. And then I start talking, he sings. Okay. Then, and they freeze really well because you don't necessarily want to be stuck with like 24 muffins, right? But they freeze well. Okay, so the second one is a cake, and I decided to try this cake out because I was going to a potluck. And I thought, why not make a dessert instead of making something really rich and tasty that the adults really love? Why not make something a bit lighter and cheaper, right? Like, because sometimes when you look at all the chocolate or cream cheese and stuff, like your desserts end up being like $25, $30. So I thought, let's do something a bit cheaper and something the kids will really love. Well, lo and behold, the adults loved it too. They're all like, wow, how did you do that? That's so cool. So the only thing I did different is I had to use 2 of these. And I make these cakes in spring pans. So you just line the spring pan with parchment paper. And again, you just make it up however you want to make your cake mix up. Oh boy, you took the lid off. Oh good, it has protection on still. And then the first 2 colors are purple and blue. So I divided the batter. No, Zayden, don't take things out of his hand. I put, no, Zayden, stop. No. Making videos when the kids are awake, not easy. divide the batter into 2 bowls and make your first 2 colors, so mauve and blue. And then I just put the mauve in first and then put the blue on top, and you bake it. And I baked it at 325 for 55 minutes. Then you let that cool, and then you do your next one. And what I did with this cake is I put green icing in the middle because, well, just because I didn't want to make like 3 different huge cakes. And can you imagine how tall the cake would be? So I made green icing in the middle, and then so it was yellow and orange were the next cake, and did the same thing. And then I just put red icing on top. Now, red icing, I don't really know if there's a trick to it, but I find red really, really hard to get bright red. Like, I used probably a half of this, you know, more than half, and it still wasn't even that bright red, where I can use just like a pinch of the other colors, and it's brilliant. So, anyways, I got it as red as I could. And, yeah, you don't really know, like the fun thing about this cake is you don't really know what it looks like until you cut into it. So, but it was funny because, you know, you bring it over and it has a cake with red icing. You're like, oh, wow, great, right? But then you cut into it and everyone's like, oh, wow, how did you do that? And I think one of the funniest things is, like, my husband is not a cake eater at all. And he loved it. So you must be eating with your eyes because it's like, okay, it's white, plain white cake, plain butter icing. Really, there's not a lot of flavor to it. So what do you like so much about it, right? So I think that people eat with their eyes because they're all like, oh, this is so delicious. It looks great. How did you do it, right? So if you want to impress your friends really cheaply, really easily, do that. It's so easy. And like I said, kids love making it. Sorry. Kids love making it with you, and they love eating it. No, baby. No, Zayden. Thank you, sweetheart. Stop. No. Sing No Canada. My goodness. Anyways, there's a couple ideas for you for your next potluck. Or if I had a girl, I would totally make a rainbow cake for her birthday. I've also seen people do it where they do 1 layer cake, 1 layer of icing, and they do the rainbow like that, and then they cover it with white. But I'm like, I didn't want to make that many individual cakes, too time consuming. So anyways, that's how I did it. I just adapted it. And yeah, it turned out really good. I would make it again in a heartbeat. So there's a couple ideas for you, and I will do another video soon about a couple more fun preschool friendly baking ideas. Hope everyone has a great day. Bye. Say bye, Venix. Bye.